Spalding. Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com and welcome to this week's Fun Friday project. I have a great tip for you with the Foxy Builder Punch. I'm going to be starting a new series with the Little Foxy Suite, so I thought where better to start than how to mount your stamps to punch easily with. Stampin Up recommended creating a punch template and then stamping through the negative space so you could punch out all the pieces in one fell swoop. But I found that when I punched it out in the Whisper White or the Very Vanilla, I couldn't really see where to stamp. So then I stamped it on a coloured piece of cardstock, but I still wasn't getting satisfactory results. I hit on the idea of making a template in coloured cardstock. Any colour will do. And this one that I made roughly measures 3 3/4 inches by 4 inches. That's 9.5 centimetres by 10.2 centimetres. This way that I'm suggesting you do it will give you the least amount of waste. So take a piece of cardstock, any cardstock, preferably a coloured piece of cardstock, because then if you're stamping through it, you can see the outline better. Trim it down to size. Make sure you mark it here with the arrow pointing up. Flip it over, get your dimensionals and put them in the corners. Take off the backing and you need to, I've done it for all the rest, and then you need to do a double stack, but don't take off the second stack's backing paper at all, and then go round and do the same for the remaining pieces. So that's your template for mounting your stamps. See that the dimensionals raises the template about 1/8 of an inch off the work surface, which enables you to drop your photopolymer stamps in. So now we've got our double height dimensionals. You flip it back over to the top and then gather your stamps. So this will be this stamp here for the body, and then when you drop the stamp in, you will feel it settle into the housing. And the tail. You want a fairly large block because you want that block to butt up with the bottom of the paper. And then you press down and that will pick up the stamps. Okay, when I punched the template, I had inserted the card in to the punch as far as it would go. So therefore, if you align the bottom of your block with the bottom of the template cardstock, it will be in the exact position for you. So bring in a piece of scratch paper, my piercing mat underneath, because we need a cushion for the photopolymer stamps. Cardstock, smoky slate ink pad, ink up the stamp, and then align the bottom of the block with the bottom of your cardstock and stamp. Allow the ink to absorb, and then you get a nice clean image. Bring in your punch, insert it all the way in and punch. Now I can't wrap this video up without a fun project, can I? I got these Hershey Kisses the other day, and I've been busy making these little Hershey treat holders, and this one is the fox one. So now we're going to make one with a raccoon. So we're going to be using this stamp here for the raccoon's face and that tail there. To make the Hershey Kiss wrap, you need a strip of cardstock that measures 4 inches by 7/8 of an inch, which is the width of the Hershey Kiss, and that measures 10.2 centimetres by 2.2 centimetres. Then you score with the long side at the top at 1 inch, 2 inches and 3 inches. Then you just fold that together, apply Tombow, glue that together, take a scrap piece of smoky slate and punch out another body, head and tail, glue to the back, pop the body on at the back, glue on the front, pop that on the front, use the raccoon image, basic grey. And then we want the smallest of the eyes. There's a very wide one, which is this one down here, a medium, and that's the smallest, so we want the smallest. Memento black ink, and just very gently ink it up. If you press too hard, it will get on the other bits of the photopolymer stamp, and then you'll get smudging. So it's a very gentle touch. Notice the mistake there, it doesn't, that's the fox's tail. To err is human. So a quick change. Right, now we've got the proper tail sorted, we're going to glue the two tails together, the front and the back, because we've punched one in plain smoky slate cardstock. All ready to assemble our little raccoon. Bring in your stamping dimensionals, pop that on sort of halfway up. You can see the where the hexagonal tips are, so have that in line with the top of the triangle. Then you want another dimensional on the back, and you want to align that with the top of that one, the one that you popped on the front. Pinch it together, take the backing paper off, pop your raccoon head on so that it aligns with the bottom of the dimensional. Pop another dimensional on top of this one, and it will fit just nicely underneath the top of his head. And then you pop the back of his head on top and align it with the front, and make sure it's not sticking out above the front. Then, last of all, some glue dots on the tip of his tail. Pop the tail on the back. Last thing to do is pop the Hershey Kisses in. And there you have your little raccoon and your fox. Hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I used below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog .stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.